Greetings to all of the honorable judges. My name is Faza, and I am here as the second speaker of the opposition team of our motion today. This House would ban political dynasties in local and national elections. The proposition team comes today with a romanticized view of fairness, but they forget the very first attempt to level the playing field. They are willing to bulldoze the very foundation of democracy. It is the right to choose and the right to be chosen. The first speaker of the proposition team argued that political dynasties are a rigged football match. They compared election to football match where one team has better equipment and even the referee on their side. This is a fundamental misunderstanding of democracy. In politics, the voters are the referees. Having a famous name or money might get you on the field, but it does not guarantee a goal. We, the opposition, contend that their solution, a blanket ban, is not only undemocratic but also a distraction from the real issue of law enforcement and voter education. Today, I will provide rebuttals to the proposition side's case and extend our argument on why we must trust the ballot, not the ban. The first speaker argues that name and money create an unfair advantage. While it is true that incumbents have more visibility, this is true for any experienced politician, not just family members. By banning family members, you aren't removing advantage. You are simply discriminating based on DNA. In a true democracy, the referee is the voter. If the voter feel a name is not enough, they have the power to vote for someone else. A ban suggests that we do not trust our own citizens to make a choice. The proposition suggests that the voters are easily blinded by a last name that they cannot see a candidate's true character. Our side believes in voter sovereignty, the idea that people are capable of rejecting a well-equipped candidate if they don't like the results they see. The proposition brought up the corruption case of Adeyasin and her brother as a reason to ban entire families. Corruption is a systemic failure of our legal instructions, not a biological trait passed down through DNA. If we ban families because one member was corrupt, where do we stop? Do we really also ban people based on their political parties, their hometowns, or their business partners just because someone in the groups committed a crime? If our law enforcement is strong, it doesn't matter who your relatives is. You will be caught. We should be strengthening the KPK and judiciary, not banning people from elections because of their last name. First, let us talk about universal suffrage. Every citizen has a fundamental human right to participate in their government. When you ban someone because of their family, you are creating second-class citizens. You are punishing an individual for an accident at birth, something that they cannot control. If a person is competent, clean, and has a vision, why should the country be deprived of their service just because their father was also a leader? This is not just policy, it is an infringement on human rights. Moving on to second, the opposition assumes that being part of a dynasty means an automatic win. This is factually incorrect. In many modern dynasties, dynastic candidates lose when they fail to perform. Voters today are more critical and have access to social media to vet every candidate. A monopoly, as the first speaker called it, only exists if the opposition is weak. We should focus more on empowering new leaders and political education, rather than using the law to take out competitors. Finally, we must acknowledge that growing up in a political family can't be apprenticeship. Let's look at the reality of political socialization. Many individuals from political families have been apprenticed in public service from a young age. Instead of seeing this experience as monopoly, we should see it as a potential asset that voters should be allowed to weigh against the fresh ideas of a newcomer. Let the competition happen at the polls, not in the courtroom. In conclusion, the proposition's case is built on a lack of trust in the law to punish criminals and lack of trust in the voters to make the right choice. The opposition believes that, first, the voters are smart enough to judge a candidate beyond their last name. Second, corruption is a legal issue, not a family one. Third, a ban is an act of discrimination that weakens the very democracy it claims to protect. If we want a better democracy, we don't need fewer candidates. We need better educated voters and stronger courts. For this reason, the opposition stands for we must not ban the political dynasties. We must let the people decide. That's all for me. Thank you.